Octopus versus Hulk. Imagine a clash between sheer, unstoppable strength and unparalleled, cunning intellect. Today, we're pitting two of Marvel's most formidable characters against each other, Dr. Octopus and the Incredible Hulk. Who would win in this epic showdown? Welcome back, Marvel aficionados. In one corner, we have Dr. Otto Octavius, aka Dr. Octopus, a genius scientist with 4 highly advanced mechanical tentacles fused to his spine. In the other corner, we have Dr. Bruce Banner, who, when angered, transforms into the nearly invincible Hulk, boasting strength that knows virtually no bounds. In this video, we'll delve deep into a theoretical battle between these two titans. We'll analyze their origins, dissect their powers and abilities, and explore a hypothetical battle scenario. Is raw power enough to triumph, or does strategy and intellect hold the upper hand? So, gear up and join us on this deep dive into one of the most intriguing matchups in the Marvel Universe. Let's get started. Background of Dr. Octopus. Dr. Otto Gunther Octavius was born in Schenectady, New York, to a tumultuous home life. His father, Torbert, was abusive, a factor that drove Otto to immerse himself in academics to escape his harsh reality. Excelling in science, he earned a scholarship to MIT, where his brilliance truly shone. By his mid-20s, Otto was a respected nuclear physicist, atomic researcher, and inventor. His crowning achievement was the creation of a set of robotic tentacle arms designed for hazardous materials handling. An ingenious apparatus made from a titanium steel alloy, resistant to radiation and extreme temperatures. These tentacles were neurally linked to his brain via a harness, allowing precise control over complex operations. However, during a lab accident involving volatile chemicals and radiation, a scenario all too common in the Marvel Universe, a massive explosion occurred. The blast fused the harness and tentacles permanently to his body, and a neurological alteration allowed the arms to influence his mind, feeding into his latent aggression and megalomania. Emerging from the wreckage as Dr. Octopus, he embraced a life of crime, often clashing with Spider-Man. His intellect is classified at genius level, with an IQ estimated to be over 250. Over the years, Doc Ock has been a central figure in several significant story arcs, including forming the original Sinister Six, and even once swapping bodies with Spider-Man during the Superior Spider-Man storyline. His character has evolved from a stereotypical villain to a complex anti-hero, displaying moments of altruism. Yet his ambition and hubris often lead him back to villainy. His mechanical arms, combined with his strategic mind, make him a formidable adversary to anyone who dares to cross his path. Background of the Hulk. Dr. Robert Bruce Banner was a child prodigy from Dayton, Ohio. Despite a traumatic upbringing with an abusive father, Brian Banner, Bruce excelled academically, particularly in nuclear physics and gamma radiation. He holds multiple PhDs and is considered one of the top minds in the Marvel Universe, rivaling even Tony Stark and Reed Richards. While working at a U.S. military base in New Mexico, Bruce was conducting an experiment on a gamma bomb, a device of his own creation. During a test, he noticed teenager Rick Jones wandering onto the testing ground. Without hesitation, Bruce rushed to save Rick, pushing him into a protective trench. In doing so, Bruce was exposed to a massive dose of gamma radiation when the bomb detonated. This exposure didn't kill him. Instead, it triggered a genetic mutation, transforming him into the Hulk whenever his heart rate elevated due to stress or anger. The Hulk is essentially the physical manifestation of Bruce's repressed emotions and rage, a separate personality that embodies pure, unbridled strength. Over the years, the Hulk's persona has split into various iterations, including the Savage Hulk, Grey Hulk, Joe Fixit, Professor Hulk, and even the World Breaker Hulk. Each version exhibits different levels of intelligence and control, adding layers of complexity to the character. Bruce's struggle with his alter ego has been a central theme in his story arcs, from being hunted by the military to joining the Avengers. His participation in events like Planet Hulk and World War Hulk showcases his capacity for both heroism and destruction on a cosmic scale. Powers and abilities of Dr. Octopus. Mechanical tentacles. Construction. The arms are made from a titanium steel alloy, each capable of lifting at least 8 tons. They are highly durable and resistant to heat, radiation, and physical damage. Functionality. Each tentacle extends up to 24 feet, can move at speeds up to 90 feet per second, and is equipped with various tools and weapons, like pincers and spikes. Neural link. The harness is connected directly to Otto's cerebellum, allowing for instantaneous control and coordination. This neural interface is so advanced that he can manipulate the arms with thought alone, performing multiple complex tasks simultaneously, a testament to his incredible cognitive capacity. Intellect and expertise. Genius-level IQ, estimated to be over 250. His intellect focuses on fields like physics, engineering, robotics, and cybernetics. Strategist. He's a master planner, often several steps ahead of his opponents. His tactical prowess has allowed him to outsmart not just Spider-Man, but entire teams like the Avengers. Inventor. Doc Ock has created various technologies, including advanced robotics, AI systems, and even devices capable of harnessing or manipulating vast energies. Technological enhancements. Over the years, he's upgraded his tentacles with adamantium or carbonadium, increasing their resilience. Developed gadgets like force fields, lasers, and EMP emitters integrated into his suit and arms. Physical enhancements. While not superhuman in strength or agility without his arms, the harness provides significant protection and boosts his endurance. Post-accident, he has occasionally demonstrated psychic control over his tentacles even when separated from them, and in some storylines over metallic substances. Notable feats. Mastermind behind the Sinister Six. Organized some of the most formidable villains to challenge Spider-Man. Superior Spider-Man. Successfully swapped consciousness with Peter Parker, taking over his body and using his intellect combined with Spider-Man's abilities to become a more efficient hero. In essence, Dr. Octopus's combination of advanced technology and intellectual prowess makes him a force to be reckoned with, capable of challenging even the most powerful superheroes. Powers and abilities of the Hulk. Superhuman strength. Even in a calm state, the Hulk possesses immense strength, able to lift in excess of 100 tons. Rage amplification. His strength increases proportionally with his emotional state, theoretically with no upper limit. Instances like the World-Breaker Hulk demonstrate power capable of cracking tectonic plates. Durability and regeneration. Invulnerability. His skin is resistant to extreme temperatures, pressures, and most forms of physical harm, including high-caliber weaponry and energy blasts. Healing factor. Comparable to or even surpassing Wolverine's, the Hulk can recover from severe injuries within moments. He's survived nuclear explosions and atmospheric re-entry without significant harm. Stamina and endurance. His body does not produce fatigue toxins during physical activity, granting him seemingly limitless endurance. Adaptation. The Hulk can survive in space, underwater, and toxic environments. His physiology adapts to harsh conditions, such as forming gills underwater. Other abilities. Thunderclap. By clapping his hands together, he can create shockwaves capable of extinguishing fires, deflecting projectiles, or knocking back opponents. Leaping. He can jump vast distances, up to several miles in a single bound, due to his powerful leg muscles. Psychic resistance. His mind is highly resistant to psychic attacks, often requiring telepaths to exert significant effort to influence him. Notable feats. Held up a mountain. During the Secret Wars, he supported a 150 billion-ton mountain range to save fellow heroes. Destroyed an asteroid, smashed a planet-sized asteroid heading toward Earth. World-Breaker Hulk. In this form, his mere footsteps caused earthquakes and destruction over vast distances. Intellectual versions. In forms like Professor Hulk or Doc Green, Bruce's intellect merges with the Hulk's power, making him not just a brute force, but also a strategic thinker. While often perceived as a mindless beast, the Hulk's capabilities are vast and diverse, making him one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe. Hypothetical battle scenario. All right, let's set the stage for this colossal confrontation. Setting up the battleground. Imagine a sprawling, abandoned urban landscape, perhaps a decimated section of New York City, offering plenty of structures for maneuvering and environmental interaction. This setting provides Doc Ock with verticality and obstacles to utilize, while giving the Hulk ample room to unleash his power. Dr. Octopus's strategy. Doc Ock, aware of the Hulk's raw power, wouldn't engage head-on. Instead, he'd leverage his intellect. Preparation. He'd study the Hulk's previous battles, noting his triggers and weaknesses. Using his resources, Doc Ock could engineer devices emitting gamma radiation signatures to manipulate the Hulk's transformations or state. Technological traps. Setting up an array of electromagnetic snares, energy dampeners, or sonic emitters, designed to immobilize or disorient the Hulk. He might deploy nanobots capable of infiltrating the Hulk's system, attempting to suppress his rage-induced strength. Utilizing the environment, collapsing buildings or using heavy structures to his advantage, Doc Ock could aim to bury the Hulk under tons of debris, not to defeat him, but to buy time or enact further strategies. Hulk's approach. The Hulk isn't known for tactics. He relies on instinct, brute force. He would charge directly, aiming to crush anything in his path. His leaps could close distances rapidly, preventing Doc Ock from maintaining range. Unpredictability. The Hulk's actions are often erratic. Surprising even himself, he might perform feats like creating shock waves that disrupt electronic devices, a potential threat to Doc Ock's tech. Resilience. Any damage or trap set by Doc Ock could serve to further enrage the Hulk, increasing his power levels. Analyzing the interaction between strength and strategy. Tentacles versus Hulk's strength. While Doc Ock's tentacles can lift around 8 tons each, the Hulk operates on a much higher scale. He could potentially tear through them, but their agility and reach could keep him at bay temporarily. Psychological warfare. Doc Ock might attempt to taunt Bruce Banner, exploiting his fear of losing control. However, provoking the Hulk further could backfire spectacularly. Technological countermeasures. If Doc Ock deploys devices like energy shields or force fields, the Hulk's escalating strength might eventually overcome them, but they could stall him. Possible turning points. Gamma manipulation. If Doc Ock managed to create a device that alters gamma radiation levels, he might suppress the Hulk's transformation, reverting him to Bruce Banner. However, such a device would have to contend with the Hulk's resilience to radiation manipulation. External interference. Perhaps S.H.I.E.L.D. or other superheroes intervene, altering the dynamics. For instance, Spider-Man might attempt to reason with Doc Ock, or the military could engage the Hulk. Environmental factors. The city's infrastructure could both aid and hinder both parties. For example, an explosion from ruptured gas lines could momentarily distract or injure Doc Ock, while the Hulk would likely shrug it off. Final assessment based on comics evidence. Historically, the Hulk has overpowered individuals with superior intellects and advanced technology. His battles against foes like Iron Man in the Hulkbuster armor, or even defeating the combined efforts of the Illuminati, showcase his ability to triumph over strategic opponents. Doc Ock, while brilliant, doesn't typically operate on the same power scale. His most significant victories come from outsmarting rather than overpowering. In the World War Hulk storyline, the Hulk decimated teams of superheroes, including those with advanced tech and genius-level intellects. Conclusion of the battle. Despite Doc Ock's meticulous planning and technological prowess, the sheer escalating power of the Hulk would likely overwhelm him eventually. The longer the battle continues, the stronger the Hulk becomes, diminishing the effectiveness of any strategies that rely on stalling or containment. Doc Ock's best chance would be to find a way to revert the Hulk back to Bruce Banner swiftly. Failing that, he risks being outmatched physically. Possible alternative outcomes. If the battle takes a psychological turn and Doc Ock can engage Bruce's intellect, perhaps offering a solution to his condition, it might diffuse the conflict. Alternatively, an unexpected event, like a greater threat emerging, could force both to set aside their confrontation. Conclusion and final thoughts. So there you have it, a deep dive into what could be one of the most thrilling matchups in Marvel history. While Dr. Octopus brings unparalleled intellect and advanced technology to the table, the Hulk's limitless strength and resilience make him an almost unstoppable force. In a head-to-head battle, evidence from the comics suggests that the Hulk would ultimately prevail. His ability to adapt and grow stronger surpasses the thresholds of Doc Ock's capabilities. However, never underestimate the power of brains over brawn. In a different scenario, with more preparation or a different approach, Doc Ock might find a way to tip the scales. But what do you think? Could Dr. Octopus outsmart the Hulk, or is Hulk's raw power simply too much to handle? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the Marvel Universe. Until next time, keep exploring those comic book pages.